Welcome back to Jesus, the Gym and Them all-male panel. What I wish I knew before I got married. So we ended talking about appearances and Nick talking about his wife and knowing she was the one. So let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna need y'all to tell on the fellas real quick because men act like it take all day to decide they want to marry somebody. Folks up here engaged 4, 5, 15, 10 years. And I once heard men know almost immediately if they want to marry you. How true was that? How true?
I say for the most part, yes. I'm not gonna say every case, but I think for the most part, a man knows whether, and I've heard you say it on other programs, whether you're marriage material. You know whether you're marriage material, but guys do know whether or not you are someone that's worthy of, you know, kind of pursuing and saying, hey, this could be my wife versus somebody that you're just dating. So they do know. They have a list in their head of things that, you know, they expect, and it does not take that long. So if you
give me a range, I want a range. Like,
I mean,
how many dates into it is he kind of saying? You know,
sometimes you know when you meet a person.
I agree.
Most
get that
of the
ring
time,
back if he got you hanging on. Just your time is precious, baby.
I mean, because you're gonna eliminate a lot of people by things that you cannot stand. You know, just go to a restaurant, see how they interact. You know, with the staff. Are they loud? Are they rude? Are they whatever? If that person feels like, if that guy feels like you will embarrass him or embarrass him in front of his family, he knows really quick. He knows really quick. So, you know, if you're engaged, you know, for a few years, I think there's actually, for the most part, something wrong with that.
I agree.
Okay. All right. We put it out there. These are for men telling you about men. I told y'all, men peep men.
See, I think for me, I think I knew immediately as well. And just to kind of touch base on what Nick was saying, he was saying something about, you know, praying and having that confirmation. Because before you can really become like a true husband, you have to have a relationship with God where he confirms who you're supposed to be with. And I think when you do that, you know immediately as a man. And she may not even know. I think when I told my wife that the Lord told me she was my wife, she stepped back and said, okay. You know, she didn't say no, but she hadn't got that answer yet. But I knew immediately that this is my wife. You know.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. Same with me. I was a knucklehead once again. He revealed it so many times, and I was just like blowing it off. And it took, like I said, a breakup for us to be like, the Lord's like, hey, are you tripping? You about to lose your blessing.
Wow.
You about to lose it, and then, you know, I was like, all right, and that was it. I was like, all right, Lord, I'll let you do it.
Yep.
I think some men it's sometimes a lot of times. When we're hanging on, even if we know you're our spouse, if we're hanging on 2 or 3 years, it's probably because we're scared. You know, a lot of times it's because men are scared because women are a lot more mature than men. And sometimes that makes us a little nervous. With her maturity level versus our maturity level. For instance, you know, if we don't have something right, maybe our finances, or we don't have everything, you know, a house for her or things like that. Not saying those things are not important, but we will withhold a lot of moving forward because of some things we think we don't have like together.
So most of us got married broke.
Yeah.
So you didn't have everything together. So see, I feel like that's an excuse for him to say, well, I don't have this ready and I don't have that ready. Because most people get married dead broke. So I just feel like that's don't buy it. Keep your standard, boo.
And what I would say to men
is pride.
That's pride.
That's that pride. And we all got it. All us men, we got it. And you know, it take a minute to get humble, but when it do, it's all good.
And what I would say to men, I would say, you know, have a plan. You know, get some leadership development while you're courting or while you're waiting, and have a plan. But don't just have a plan. A woman feels love when you have a plan that includes her. You know, Proverbs 31 says her husband's heart safely her husband's heart safely trusts in her, which means she includes him in her. He includes her in his plans. A lot of times, I think that's something else we deal with, is that we got this long plan, of how marriage is supposed to be. We got these things that are hindering us, but we haven't included her in any of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I will say on that. I mean, if you're dealing with, I know I'm talking to the ladies. Sorry, fellas, but if you're dealing with a guy who does not have a plan, get out of there. You know.
That includes you.
Exactly. Or I mean,
Yeah.
life. Period. What are
Yeah.
you doing? I mean, even when we were broke, I knew I was graduating. I knew I would have a job, and I knew by the types of jobs that I worked, second shift, third shift, whatever, that I was going to do whatever I needed to do to take care of my family.
Right.
If you're not seeing that, that's a real red flag, because you don't know if you're not willing to struggle now, you may be in trouble later on. So I would say understanding that plan and not, you know, waiting and seeing if something is going to happen. You really want to engage people when they have a plan. I'm not saying you have to have everything.
Right. And women don't want that.
You don't have to have
And
everything.
women don't necessarily want that. She just wants to know if you got a plan. She don't want to be sold on an ideal.
We'll have a place to live.
Can we eat and stuff?
Right. We get women on an ideal, and that's how women get caught up. Is a man to sell them on an ideal and not a plan.
Yeah. Woo! Come on.
Good.
Yep.
All right, y'all. He made me lose my place when he said that. Get my order in order. Okay, so let's go to what quality, you can name one or two, let you know your wife was the one. Anybody can start on that one.
Mine was a quality that I never thought of, never crossed my mind, but it was, I remember I was a single dad, and I was sick, and my girlfriend at the time, my wife was my girlfriend at the time, of course, and we were dating, and she came over and took care of me and my daughter. And she sang, and it was like angels were singing. And I always tell her, I said, the light of the world, I believe is the song, the name. I said, that's the song I fell in love with her when I heard her singing it. And
what was it about her doing? Because that was just the action, but what did you read into that action?
I read into that she was nurturing.
Nurturing, okay.
Nurturing.
Yeah.
And that this wasn't her daughter, and she was taking care of her. She didn't have to come over all the way to the east side of town, you know what I mean? But she did, and she took care of us, fed us, you know, and then went about her way. I didn't ask her to do it. She just done it out of just pure love.
So a selflessness, a thoughtfulness. Also, she showed a respect for him to even take care of his daughter, because that's his daughter that he loves. And when she showed her love, it showed him respect. All right, lambs, we're going to return with more on this conversation. This is Jesus, the Gym, and Them, all male panel. What? Talk to y'all.